HeadKrack. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm HeadKrack, and I am a Swiss Army knife of a human being. I do all the things: media, music, comedy, athleticism, sports, friendship, cooking, you name it, I do it because we have to do it because the economy is terrible.
Be honest, do you Google yourself?
I don't Google myself. I don't get high off my own supply. I barely watch the things I do. The only thing that I do super serve myself on is I re-listen to my music over and over again because I like it, and I'm not biased.
What are you personally obsessed with right now?
I am personally obsessed with aliens right now. I feel like we are closer than ever to having like full disclosure on all the things, and there's just more and more cases of people seeing things that they can't explain and it getting caught on 4K. And I cannot wait to see the day where an alien pops up on TV and be like, yo, what's up, we've been here.
What habit are you actively trying to unlearn?
I am trying to unlearn the habit of waking up and doom scrolling first thing in the morning, man. You can fall into a trap of being stuck on your phone for about 45 minutes when you just wanted to see who mentioned you or DM'd you on IG. And the next thing you know, you're watching this video and that video and the other video, and you could have been doing yoga or meditating.
One thing you're surprisingly bad at.
I'm surprisingly bad at dancing, which is crazy because I do everything else on beat. And I feel like people are disappointed in me when they see me dance. They expected better. I'm from the Bronx, the home of breakdancing, where hip hop began. I should be able to do more than just lean back, but that's where I peak.
Have you ever lied during an interview?
Never lied during an interview, but I thought about lying during future interviews.
Have you ever sent a text and immediately regretted it?
I have sent text and regretted it and then unsend the said text, or maybe edit it in real time, long as it's within that 2-3 minute window.
Do you trust your instincts or logic more?
That is a trippy question because I'm a mixture of impulse and instinct. All the things that Doctor Strange did in that first Avengers Infinity War movie, where he saw every possible outcome of what could happen. All right, go with this. I do that, and but I do think about it. So yeah, it's the perfect blend, like a thought smoothie.
What are the last 3 photos in your camera roll?
The last 3 photos in my camera roll are me on set with Amanda Salas and the producer of Good Day LA. Then before that, there was a picture of eyelash glue. Don't ask me why. And then before that, there was a group of people that I ran into in the lobby at the hotel that I was staying at that I conveniently knew. It was like, yo, I captured you all. How are we all staying here?
First celeb crush.
First celeb crush, Maria from Sesame Street. Every time she was on camera, it was brought to you by the letter double D.
How did you get your start in radio?
My start in radio came actually from me calling into radio stations and winning rap contests. And that had me on the radio a lot. And then fast forward a bunch of years, the opportunity came to put together a tape and turn it into a radio station. And we ended up getting the night show in the #4 market in the country. Unheard of.
What did working with Ricky Smiley teach you?
Working with Ricky Smiley taught me a lot about politics. I was aware of who the president was and who was running, but I didn't really know much about local politics and how much that affected things on a local level, and was in a lot of cases more important than the big elections. And that was one of my huge takeaways. I walked away a lot more informed than I was previously.
What's one thing you missed about classic radio without screens?
Ooh, the thing I miss the most about radio is the ability and the need to want to record radio. A lot of times they play the same records over and over again. They don't really have the opportunity to talk unless you talk about a morning show. And I kind of miss those magic moments of oh my God, Jay-Z's on the radio, he about to freestyle. Oh, let me dub over this tape that I don't listen to no more. Or put the little pieces of tissue in the little top 2 holes so you can make sure the tape records. All those things. Now, everybody, you talk to a kid about radio, they'd be like, what is that?
What's the wildest listener story you've ever heard?
The wildest listener story I ever heard, it wasn't even a story that I heard, it was just things that we experienced. We used to do this thing called Paternity Test Tuesday, and people would come to the show because they weren't sure who their, the father of their child was. And these people would be willing to put a hand on a Bible and swear before a congressional audience that the father of the child is present in the room. And then when you find out it wasn't, they start turning into Porky Pig. I don't even know. And there has been so many times where people had to pedal back and think about what could have possibly happened, or that the test was inaccurate. Those were some of my fondest radio moments, watching people's lives unravel in real time.
What's a radio rule you always break intentionally?
The radio rule that I always break intentionally is by breaking new music. I used to love finding something and giving people a snippet of it, because programmers hated that, because they didn't like breaking new music. It's weird, it's radio, you should break new music. And me being a music enthusiast, I always made it a point to always lean in the direction of new artists. And even to this day, people come up to me, it's like, yo, the first time I heard of Kendrick Lamar is because you played something from Section 80 on the radio. I am aware of who Childish Gambino is because you played Heartbeat or 3005. I'm always gonna advocate for artists, being an artist myself and a true fan of music, because music is the cornerstone of radio.
How did you first get involved with Dish Nation?
Man, I first got involved with Dish Nation thanks to a brother by the name of Rock T, who was a part of the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, who they contacted Rock T. Rock T brought the team in, and we set up the cameras and stuff with the studio, and they bought it there, and the 6-week test trial went well, and the next thing you know, we off to the races, and that show changed my life.
Favorite rumor you ever had to address on air?
Favorite rumor I ever had to address. I never had to address rumors about myself on air, but if I had to say from a celebrity standpoint, the whole Jussie Smollett thing was really interesting when he went to go get a Subway sandwich at midnight, which I thought was complete cap, because at that time, I wasn't aware of any Subways that stayed open past 10. However, in this 12-month span that we're living in right now, I was riding around Illinois, and apparently there are Subways that are open till 3 a.m. Because I have never in my life at 3 a.m. wanted a Subway sandwich. And I just thought that was the thing that blew holes in his story, right? He might be telling the truth, but he also probably was lying.
Worst celebrity topic you had to cover?
Worst celebrity topic I had to cover? I would probably say anytime it's somebody we know personally. Living in Atlanta, I can go outside and run into these people. And anytime it's about somebody I know, I always try to either pull back a little bit or give them the benefit of the doubt. I remember there was a pocket of time where T.I. and his wife was in the news a lot about some, pretty freaky things, that they was possibly into. And it's yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't believe in that. And eventually it went away. So I guess maybe the story was capped. So there was that.
How did your DJ journey begin?
My DJ journey began by having the faith in me and my friends' abilities to go in here and make a tape of a fake show and turn it in. That wasn't necessarily something that I dreamed of doing when I was a kid, but it came natural because I love the culture so much, and I saw doing radio as a way to shine a light on artists. Yeah, that's always been a constant. I've always cared about artists, and being in Dallas and being able to give artists in Dallas the opportunity to have their music heard, that was the biggest reward for me, and better than the money.
Who were your earliest musical influences?
Michael Jackson was my earliest musical influence. I had the glove and everything and a very dry Jerry curl. It was so dry. It would only look good the day I got it done. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't Michael Jackson or Michael Jack's son. You know what I mean? I had the doll, I had the Beat It jacket. No, I had the Thriller jacket, but it wasn't the red one. It was the black and red one. I idolized everything he did. I knew all the choreography from Thriller, all of it. That was my guy, man. Rest in peace to the King of Pop. And then closely followed second by LL Cool J and Run DMC. Those were my spirit animals musically.
If you could remix any iconic track, what would it be?
If I could mix any iconic track, it would be Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy and Rick James. Because no matter what mood you're in, if that song come on, you're gonna smile, you're gonna have a good time. It's all the things. And even knowing how that song came about is also interesting too, because they were just hanging out and they got snowed in at Rick James' house. And Rick's like, would you like to make a song? And Daddy was like, yeah, man. And then he went and made a song. And then next thing you know, it's a hit that people still sing. So that one.
What's the worst gig you've ever had, and what did you learn from it?
The worst gig I ever had was working at Sam's. They didn't understand that I don't work Fridays. And in the interview, we agreed that like, yeah, I don't work Fridays. Because at that time, I was still working at Target, and I also was working at Motown Records at the same time. And I needed my Fridays to myself. And they booked me consecutively for 3 Fridays. And I was like, you guys don't get the memo. I'm out. So I bounced. And what that taught me is people will tell you anything to get you through the door and then think they got you trapped, but you can untrap yourself.
What made you pursue acting?
What made me pursue acting was the fact that I watched so many movies that I might as well try to be in some. You know, because like movies are forever, especially you're in a good one that people really rock with and like, and you get to play a character that people have an emotional attachment to. I haven't gotten that role yet, but I'm optimistic. I'm getting better.
What's the most challenging role you've taken?
The most challenging role that I've ever taken is that of a business owner. I just bought a gym in Atlanta called Pepper Box in Buckhead. It's a boxing fitness gym. And it's one thing to be talent, but it's another thing to be a person that has to make sure everyone else gets paid on time. You know, it's a lot to learn there.
For people just discovering it, what is Side Dish in your own words?
Side Dish is a 1-hour-long hangout with 3 people that you feel like you know and you want to hang out with. And we let you hang out with us. You get to be in the chat. You get to get brought into the nonsense with us, and it's a judgment-free zone. And we get to do this with you 5 days a week. It's truly like my happy place. You know how like Norm used to go to Cheers and get drunk after delivering mail? No, that was the other guy. Who's the mail guy on Cheers? Was his name Sam? No, Sam was Ted Danson. Whoever the mail guy was from Cheers, we'll keep it Norm. Norm would do whatever he did all day and then go to Cheers and just like max and relax and unwind. And that's what we like to do for an hour every day, Monday through Friday on Side Dish. Like, I truly enjoy doing that show.
How did Side Dish come to life?
Side Dish came to life when, shout out to Stephen Brown from Fox. He hollered at me and Tanner, he's like, hey, would you guys be interested in doing a 30-minute show for YouTube? And we're like, hell yeah, why not? And it went well. And me and Tanner's chemistry was so dope that we were going over 30 minutes. And it was like, hey, how would you guys feel about doing an hour? And we're like, we're here anyway. So we just kept doing it. And next thing you know, it went from YouTube to Fox Soul to Tubi. Maybe not in that order, maybe Tubi came first. And here we are, man, season 2.
What's been your favorite episode so far?
My favorite episode so far, I like every episode. Like, I can't even front. There's never been a day where I've walked out of there and I was like, I hate myself. Like, I truly enjoy the camaraderie. You know what? If there has been a favorite episode, I will say it was the first time we had a guest. And I said that I want our very first guest to be someone that no one would expect. And our first guest was Emmanuel Lewis from TV's Webster, who I think is one of the, later for the guy from the alcohol commercials who they say is the most interesting man in the world, Emmanuel Lewis is the most interesting man in the world. I used to see him out in the streets of Atlanta randomly like a rare Pokemon, doing things that you just wouldn't think he would do. I remember like I would see him, he'd always have like some bad chicks with him. I heard like urban legends about how like he's a pool shark and can whoop people in pool. And he broke all of that down on Side Dish and even told us about his affinity for farming. Like, he is really a unique and interesting guy and a person who holds equity in my heart. And also the winner of the Young Child Actor Squid Game. Like, he ain't never been arrested, you know what I'm saying? He ain't been in celebrity rehab. He's done all the things that continues to shine. And for us to be able to have him in the show and also be somebody I can call my friend, that was a magic moment for me.
Most impulsive thing you've ever done?
Most impulsive thing I've ever done, went on an ayahuasca retreat. 3 times.
What's your biggest guilty pleasure that you're willing to admit on camera?
My biggest guilty pleasure is probably shopping, man. Like, I really like shopping. I think sometimes, like, I leave things on purpose just so I have a reason to go shop.
What's the secret to success?
The secret to success is keep showing up. And every day ain't gonna be easy or, you know, a walk in the park, but if you be consistent and keep showing up, rain, sleet, hail, you'll eventually get the breakthrough that you're looking for.
What's the biggest myth that should die already?
The biggest myth that should die already is that Bill Cosby got arrested because he was about to buy NBC.
What's your biggest toxic trait?
My biggest toxic trait is probably that I don't have one.
What belief have you outgrown?
Beliefs that I have outgrown. I don't believe in good or bad, because even a bad person believes that they're doing it for the greater good. So I just think it depends on what side of the fence you're on. You know what I mean? Like, if you in a place where like it rains all the time, and if you creating a weapon or a device that makes it rain on other people, it saves you from being rained on all the time. So you feel like you're doing it for all the right reasons.
What grounds you?
I think what grounds me is the things that my mother said to me when I was a kid. You know, like, my mother was a very kind and very fair and balanced individual. And I think those traits live in me, you know, and I feel it even more now that my mother's gone. I see so much of myself. Because like my whole life I was always chasing after my dad, but come to find out I was really like my mom the entire time. You know what I mean? And I think, yeah, she lives through me and I live through her, and that's what keeps me grounded.
One unpopular opinion you stand by.
The most unpopular opinion that I stand by is probably that we should be a socialist society. There's a lot of people that are like, yo, man, like, so you telling me I should do the same work as this other person and we get the same? Yes, because money and power corrupts everything. And we work too hard as people to have to work so hard, you know, to get the common things, an education, solid roof over your head, medical care and benefits. And there's some countries that offer this complimentarily, you know what I mean? And I feel like we should operate in that space and not necessarily be so chained to this capitalistic infrastructure that we're in right now. Call me a dreamer, but these are things that I believe in, man. Like, there's no reason your grandmother should die in debt because her heart pills cost as much as a car note, or that you bought a house in 1982, but because now it's worth $1 million when you paid $100,000 for it, you're about to lose your house to the bank because you can't afford to pay taxes. You paid for something that's still truly not yours, and it's not fair. And at what point do people like shake the table or the camera and be like, yo, this has to stop? So yeah, socialism.
One conspiracy theory you believe in.
The conspiracy theory that I believe in the most is aliens are here, they've been here, we got the tech. There might be aliens on television. I'm not gonna say 100% that I believe in the lizard people. Shout out to the Anunnaki and the reptilians. But I think there's something to it. I think a lot of times in pop culture and media, they put things out there as entertainment, but they low-key like, yo, this is kind of what's happening. You know what I mean? So I definitely believe that we're not the only cool kids in the classroom. There are cooler kids that came from the stars and that are like living among us. And there's a reason why, like, when the Wright brothers flew, they had a biplane, and then like a little bit after the proposed Roswell crash, planes got really good.
Most famous person in your phone, would they answer if you called?
Most famous person in my phone, I would say, because famous is relative, right? Like, there's some people who are famous if you like certain things, but I think they would answer.
Prove it.
Oh, man. All right. I'm swinging for the fences here. And I'm going for an easy bet. This is a coworker of mine who conveniently is famous. And if she answers, we'll be like, yeah, we did it. And if she doesn't answer, I'm gonna try one more call. Actually, she texted me yesterday, so give me un momento. Let me see. Make sure I'm calling the right number. Let's see what happens. We're on speakerphone.
Cracklin.
Oh my God, you saved my life, Brat. So I'm at Fox right now, right? And they asked me who is the most famous person in my phone, and if I called, would they answer? And you did. Thank you so much for making me not look like a fool. Shameless plug.
I love you.
I love you more. And real quick, my sister Brat and her wife Judy have a book dropping, and they're on tour right now promoting the book. Real quick, tell everybody about the book.
The book is called The Way Love Goes. It's about relationships and the things we've been through in our lives. And we hope that people can take something and learn and help them in their relationship. It comes out February 3rd. We're starting our book tour on Sunday. We're in D.C., then we're in New York. We got so much press to do. It's going to be amazing. I'm just grateful, and I thank God for everything. And I'm grateful for my family and my son and my wife and just everything. February 30th, you can pre-order it now on all of our social media sites and HarperCollins.com.
Boom! Yo, listen, I love you on every day that ends with a Y.
I love you so much.
Later, Brad. Peace.
Later.
Yay.
Most famous person in your DMs, and did you reply?
Yeah, I did actually. I did. Oddly enough, connected to the Brat, Jermaine Dupri. And I'm just talking recent. There's other famous people, but that was recent. Like, he had a party the other night, and I totally thought he was gonna leave me on red because I was asking if I could get in, right? Because it was like a very invite only kind of thing. And I was like, man, he ain't gonna hit me back. And he hit me back. Like, that's Jermaine Dupri. He dated Janet Jackson. He kissed Janet Jackson. I know somebody that kissed Janet Jackson.
Weirdest DM you've ever gotten?
Most of my DMs are weird, so there's that. Like, the crazy thing about being on TV and radio multiple times during the week is that people feel like they know you because they low-key do. Like, you know, if you show up for them multiple times a week, they get to understand who your personality is and all these other things. So you kind of build up an imaginary relationship in your head with certain folks. So I never go ick, ill. Like, I understand the psychology of it. So what's considered weird to most people ain't weird to me. Like, there's people who do nice things for me that I've known for like a month, you know?
What does Hollywood need less of?
Hollywood needs less podcast mics. The cost of mics need to go up. Studio time needs to go up like 400% because it's flooded. It's flooded. If you thought you had a hard time deciding what you're gonna watch on Netflix, just imagine going through like the podcast channels and just seeing like what you're gonna listen to today. Cause it's a sea of people doing things. Like that's why everybody has ADD now. It's everywhere you look, there's something to entertain or stimulate and spike your dopamine. And I just think we need less mics and more expensive Wi-Fi prices.
Favorite emoji?
Favorite emoji is that melting face emoji because I don't know what that means. Does it mean that it's hot outside or does it mean you just opened the Ark of the Covenant like in Raiders of the Lost Ark when everybody face melted in the first movie? It could stand for so many things.
Biggest ick?
You know, my biggest ick is when people who are out of a particular demo, right? Like age-wise, overuse new slang, right? Like if I went to go see my grandma, right? And she was like, yo, that outfit is chopped. I'd bring it up, be like, bless your heart. Like, who been over here? You know, talking to you. Are you dating a young dude? Cause you're a widow, you know, and like, it just throws me off when people use. It's one thing if it's like one generation away, but when you go back like 4 previous generations, to pull some slang from people, you sound like an undercover cop. And I don't like it.
One food you absolutely hate.
Liver. Whoever decided that we're gonna take liver and package it and put it next to steak had hate in their heart and they knew what they was doing. Cause there's been so many times growing up as a kid, like my mom would cook. And every now and then, she'd slide a plate in front of me and I would think it was steak. And then you take that first hearty bite and then you start to taste the hatred. And then you realize, whoa, wait a minute. This ain't steak, how could you? And it's liver. Like, who got in a huddle and say, yo, listen, we ain't gonna sell a lot of this, but it's here. And we're gonna sell some of it. I hate liver. There's a reason why you can't go through no drive-thru and get liver. There's a reason.
You're granted 3 wishes, go.
1 million more wishes. I wish for everybody to get the thing that they want to get, whatever that may be, long as it's not at the cost of other people, you know? Everybody got a thing that they're reaching for, everybody got a thing that they're trying to do, and if your intent is right, I hope you get it, because God didn't put us here to suffer and not get the things that we've been pushing for our entire life. Wish number 3, I hope that we all get to see the people that we miss in another way in the future, you know? There's a lot of people who, like, you know, come in our lives and, you know, whether they die early or, man, I wish my child could have met my great-grandmother or all those things. I just hope that there's a place where all our souls can, like, live stress-free and not pay property tax. You know what I'm saying, in the future. Like, I hope we all get to connect in a better environment. Like, this is the backstage area. We like this physical experience is the green room. And I hope in the big show we all together.
What's something you've never said out loud?
Something I never said out loud. Erase my Google search history if I die.
One word for your journey so far.
Phenomenal.
What do you want the viewers to know?
I want the viewers to know that I am more than you think I am. Whatever you think I am, I'm more than that. Like, I think a lot of times people see you do one thing multiple times during the week and they think that's all you are, but no one's here to be a monolith. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you can do all the things. My only regret is I only have one life to do all the things I want to do. And I'm gonna do as much as I can until the clock run out.
Your rating of The Sit.
Oh, absolutely 5 stars. I would definitely recommend and tell others. If this was Yelp, I would leave a really dope review. Like Siskel and Ebert, 2 thumbs up. If I had a third hand, I'd give it 3. Absolutely. No shadow of a doubt in my mind at all. Is there an earthquake? Like, why did that just happen? Will people even be able to see me anymore? I'm pretty dark. Did I say something that was so dark it made the lights go out? Did I do something wrong? Be sure you buy my album, Microdose, streaming wherever you steal your music from. Is the camera even still rolling? Are you even there? Is anyone there? Hello? Hello?